The boy woke up in the morning and saw that two horns had grown out of his head. He panicked and, trying to hide them, went to an abandoned factory far away from the city and started rubbing his head against the wall like a madman. But every attempt failed. On top of that, he even tried bending an iron rod, and it bent easily. It was as if the horns were fixed in place like someone had welded them into his skull with steel. He couldn't understand anything. Just then, several snakes suddenly appeared all around him. He picked up a stick and tried to make them bite him, but surprisingly, instead of attacking, they lowered their heads, as if he were their master. But the real question is, where did these horns come from? Actually, 1 week earlier, Leonie and I had been in love with each other for years, and that very day I was going to propose to her. But the moment I took out the ring, she immediately rejected my love. The boy was completely shattered. He begged her a lot, but she didn't agree. In response, all I saw was her back as she walked away from me. The next morning, when the boy regained consciousness, the police were standing in front of him. Then he heard the news that shook his entire world. Leonie had been murdered in the forest. Being her boyfriend, all the accusations were placed on him. Although no evidence was found that I killed her, the whole town started treating him as if he were responsible for her death. Reporters guarded his house 24 hours a day, and his life fell apart. Luckily, his friend and his brother still trusted him. Because of them, he managed not to completely break down. Then came the day of Leonie's memorial. Everyone came with candles to remember her. And when everyone left, he couldn't stop himself and walked toward the forest. He kept thinking about her innocence and kindness, which had been destroyed in a single moment. He was drunk. In anger, he kicked a fertility statue. Then, completely losing his senses, he urinated on the candles placed on the ground and put them out. The next day, when he looked, there were two horns on his head. Terrified, he immediately ran to the hospital. But that's where everything started getting even stranger. Whoever looked at his horns suddenly began confessing their deepest secrets. In the waiting room, a woman suddenly started arguing with an elderly lady. He tried to intervene, and suddenly, her scene from the previous night flashed before him. He had absolutely no idea that he now possessed devil-like powers. Even the nurse who was examining him became hypnotized by his horns. Thank God the doctor arrived just in time.